Hi, this is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm still using the Dress to Impress stamp set. I'm really enjoying this, and I wanted to show you a couple of more projects that I put together. Something that may be good for birthdays or for Mother's Day. Well, if you looked at my last video, you know that I demonstrated how to make this really neat leopard print, and I used this card that was from one of the old catalogs in Poppy Parade and made a really cute little card that will fit very nicely in this little bag that comes as part of the suite for the Dress to Impress or Best Dress suite. You can go ahead and put this in there, and that's just a wonderful little gifty, or you could have something you wanted to add, or just something nice to give. Now, I also used an embossing folder, as you can see, to kind of make that embossed, nice diamond look that is typical of one of our high-end designer bags. If you're thinking Coco Chanel, then that's exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the project that we're going to put together. I've used some paper from the Woven Threads Designer Series paper. I really like this pattern. It kind of has a nice background that goes nicely on the inside. And I cut out some little pieces of perfume and lipstick that comes with this Designer Series paper that is also sold as part of the suite. So I'm going to show you how to put this together and to make this little pocket right there. I used the card that I had from an older catalog series. Again, you can always use any of your supplies from Stampin' Up! They're always come in handy, not only because, as I said before, because they're all color coordinated, but this was a really nice little long card. It is a nice little gift card for someone. So this card goes nicely in there, and it matches very nicely with our project. So this is the project we're going to put together, and what you're going to need is you're going to need the Best Dress 6x6 Designer Series paper. And so we're going to need this Designer Series paper. You're also going to need some copper paper, and we're going to put a backing on this so that it will stick, because we're going to cut out all of our little accessories here for our little bag. You're going to need the dies, and we're going to cut this twice. So we're going to need these dies, and this is your handle. And then what I have here are the little pieces and parts. These are the little buckles, and then this is the pocket, and then I picked, it has a lot of buttons, but I picked this little button right here. I can't get it up with my finger. There's my little button that I'm going to put right there. Okay, so these are the dies we're going to use, and I'm going to put them over here because this is my magnetic piece, so I don't lose my dies. And we're going to use some of this lovely Designer Series paper, and again, this is the Woven Threads, and it's in the annual catalog. I just really thought this was a really pretty pattern. I really love the way it looks, and we're going to put this one together. So let's go ahead. Let's see what other patterns. Is there anything else that's enticing? No, I think that's about the one I think it's really the prettiest. I really like that. Okay, so we're going to put this together, and to do that, I'm going to take my trimmer, and I'm going to trim this because this is 12 by 12. I'm going to trim it here at 6. And this is my, okay, so then I have a nice sheet of paper to run through my Big Shot. And we're going to make our purse first, and then we're going to make our card. Now I did want to, before I move off quickly, I do want to show you that you have other options. These are the little card packs that actually come with the suite. So that's an option to make a card, or you can use these. You can make a card. You cut this 3x3, and you can make a card using these 3x3 envelopes that again come in the annual catalog. So here are some more options for making cards. But I'm going to take the card out of here, and we're going to use this card right here. So this is the card we're going to use, and let me go ahead and fold that and use my bone folder. Okay, so there's our card. So let's go ahead and grab our die, and I'm going to cut 2 of these using my Big Shot. Now I'm going to have to cut these 2 pieces out of this cardstock. Now to cut out these pieces here, I'm going to take a piece of foil right here, and I'm going to take this roll, and this is called Die-Cut and Bond paper thin double-sided adhesive sheet. You can get this on Amazon, but I'm just basically going to open this up, and I'm going to place my cardstock on it like this, and then I'm just going to cut it off. And there we go. So now this will cut nicely. So I'm going to cut this, and this all on my Big Shot. So what we have here is we have this button, and I have several buckles. Okay, so I have 2 buckles here. And I have 2 buckles there. And these are just little scraps that I'm going to throw out. Let's put our purse together. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold our pieces, and you can see how nicely it kind of has this nice little stitched look. We're going to fold our pieces. You can kind of see kind of how they go together. Here are the little tabs. So we're going to put adhesive on this tab and that tab, and we're going to fold this piece, and there's that piece. So everything's going to kind of go together like this. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use some tear tape. And I'm going to put my tear tape, especially the thin one, I'm going to put it along this edge right here. And cut that there. You see, that's the flap that folds. I'm going to put a thicker piece of the regular tear tape on this flap here. Okay, then I'm going to take my other piece again. I'm going to use my very thin tear tape on this flap right here. My regular piece on this flap right there. Okay, so let's begin by pulling off our tear tape off of this end here. And when we pull that off, that piece is going to line up. If we laid it out like this, that piece is going to line up with a straight edge over here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that, and it lines up very perfectly right there, corner to corner. There you go. See? And it folds just perfectly. And now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Just lift this tear tape. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to marry these two pieces up right here. And there we go. It just folds nicely right there. And then you can just seam it together. So this is the top of our purse. And then this is the bottom. So what I want to do here is I'm going to fold these two pieces like this, and I'm going to lift this tear tape here. I'm going to lift this tear tape here. Okay, I've got it squared up. Okay, and I'm just going to take this and just fold it down square like that. Okay, now that I've got that like that, I want to put a piece of tear tape right here so I can seal up this piece. So I'm going to use my regular size tear tape. I'm going to put it like right there. I'm just going to peel it off. Okay, and there you go. Perfect. Now here's your bag. Now, your bag can be like this. You can do a bag like this, or the way we're going to do it is if we're going to do our bag open. So you have a couple of choices. Now we're going to put on our handles. And the way we're going to put on our handles is we're going to take our pieces of we're going to take our copper. I'm going to take this off carefully, okay? And I'm going to slip this handle in this side, out that side. And I'm going to leave, just a little bit of room. And then I'm just going to press that. And there you go. And then I'm going to do this side. take off this piece of adhesive. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to slip it in here, slip it out that side, just snake it in our buckle. It's still a little sticky. Center it and then just press it and it's going to be in place. And let's do it with this one. It's a little sticky, but it'll work perfectly. Okay, and then our last buckle right here. There we go. So now all we have to do is put our buckles, and get rid of that paper. We have to put our buckles on our bag. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use another piece of tear tape. And I'm just going to cut a piece of tear tape and I'll lay it over these buckles. It's not a very big piece. Okay, so now I'm going to lift the tear tape off the back. And then I'm going to place the buckle. Now the buckle is going to go placed where the buckle is at the bottom. I'm going to meet the top of the buckle is going to go right there. So we're going to go right there. And that's the top. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to flip it over and the buckle is going to hit the top right there. Okay, let's do this side. Oops, I did it wrong. Hold on. I did it wrong. It has to go like this. There we go. That's how it goes. I was trying to make a backpack, but that's how it goes. I do the same thing with this one. So now I have my purse. There it is. Okay. So now I want to do my little pocket. And I'm going to do a little pocket right here. And I'm going to take this little piece, this button, my copper button. Let's see if I can get it without. I guess I'm going to have to use this. I'm just going to place that right there. So there's my copper button. And I want to put this, if you'll notice how I have this, I kind of want to put this a little bit low because I do want to, I'm going to fill it up with some things. But first let's go ahead and cut those out. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cut out a perfume bottle. Now, I really like this perfume bottle. these are going to go inside our little pocket. And what I'm going to do is we're going to adhere them first with a piece of glue dot. Let me put a couple glue dots right on that. I'm going to turn this around. So this is going to go, it's going to go like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere this with a couple glue dots. Okay, got 2 glue dots there. And we're going to put this kind of like that. And I'm going to trim this a little bit better. I'm just going to kind of and that's going to go right there. Oops. You know what? I didn't even, look at this. I didn't even remove, I thought I had removed this tape and I hadn't. Huh, okay. So now let me fix that. Okay, so it's on. Okay, so then this is going to go right here on the front of our thing. That's in there pretty well. And I could even add, if I wanted to, I could even add something else. Because I like that. I kind of like those colors. Because that will look kind of cute right there. Or I could do it that way. No, let's just do it this way. I kind of like that. So let me go add just one more glue dot right here. Okay, so there's our pocket. Oops, there's our pocket. Let me move out. Okay, so there's our pocket. So now I'm going to go ahead and to have this raised look, if you see how this is kind of raised, now I'm just simply going to get some glue dots and put them here in my corners. And that will very nicely pop our pocket up a little bit. And I could even put one over those pieces so they all look, they kind of stay attached. And I'm going to slip my hand in here, grab the corners, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to line the bottom of my pocket with the bottom edge of my purse so that I get it straight. And there it is. So there's the front of my little purse. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now we're going to make our card. And since I have the perfume, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to take some of the designer series paper. And this card is 4.5 by 2. 4.5 by 2.5. Yeah. So that means I want this to be, let me get my cutting. If it's 4.5 by 2.5, then I want this to be, let me get out further. You can see what I'm doing. I want this to be, let's see, 4.5 by 2.5. So I want this to be 3.25. Let's do it this way. So it's 4.5 by 2.5. So I'm going to do this 1/4. So I'm just going to cut it off. I'm just going to basically shorten the dimensions by 1/4. So now it's going to go perfectly there. So 4.5 by 2.5 is shortened by 4.25 by 2.25. And then I'm going to take a row of these, and this is where my brand new little stamping cutter comes in handy, because I can just line that up right there. Look at that. Line that up right there. And all I want to do is, and what's nice is this little stamping cutter, and I just want you to show that this is a good deal. The little stamping cutter has the small measurements right here between both edges. So as I line this up, I can make sure that I'm going to get a straight cut. So there. And there, I've got a nice straight cut. Now, I'm going to put this on the top, and I want to pick, I like these 3 colors. So we're going to go right here. I'm going to cut this one here, and we're going to cut this one here. And I'm going for a color to coordinate nicely with my cardstock. So you can see how this does coordinate nicely with the cardstock. Much like, I don't know where my other card went. Yeah, here it is. Much like this one coordinated well with these colors, I'm going to coordinate these with this. And then I'm going to take some ribbon. So we're going to grab some of this ribbon, and I'm just going to cut a couple strips here. And I kind of just want these to kind of sit nicely right here on the front of my card. And I'm going to place this, oops, sorry to be out of frame there. And I'm going to just place that right there. So the way I'm going to get my ribbon on is I'm just going to grab some snail. Grab some snail. I'm just going to put that, just run that along the center there. And then I'm just going to apply my ribbon there. Apply my ribbon there, okay? Then I'm going to grab my dimensionals, and we're going to put dimensionals on. And we're going to go ahead and center that right there. And then we're going to turn this over, and I'm going to grab some of my all-purpose glue, and we're just going to put that on like that. Open up my card, and I'm going to put it there because I have look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, to finish it off, and I didn't do it with this one, but I am going to do it now, is I'm going to take some of my Wink Estella, and I'm going to and you can see I have a nice little bit of Wink Estella there. And there we go. Aren't those gorgeous? We could even put them in opposite purses. But they'd go lovely if we wanted to mix them up. But I'm not going to mix them up. We're going to put this one goes in here, and I think I have my other one. Look, this one goes in here, and there we go. Look at that. So here's how fast you can put these little purses together. Again, here's another one I put together, only I took my designer series, or my black cardstock, and I ran it through this tuft dynamic folder to kind of get this really pretty tufted look, like a Chanel bag. And then I added kind of another card and kind of went with that nice tiger leopard print. But this is much different. It's just as cute. I really, really like them. You have all these neat little pieces and parts as part of this designer series paper that you can choose. And this is just really, really a cute project featuring the Dress to Impress bundle. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, press like, go to my blog, and if you sign up under me, you will you'll definitely get some free cardstock that I will be sending you as part of my promotion. So check it out and sign up for my newsletter. Thank you so much. Happy stamping. Please share and like. Bye.